feels like 4-0, but I suppose it's where the handling errors have occurred for the United States and what they've led to. 7 points that are on the board. 2 in that one move. Semenzato not having it all way at the base. And well played by Stanfill. He got right in there. Emmerich. Wiles comes up from full-back and looks for the big fend. And Gwenny looks really hungry as well, isn't he? Trying to get rid of his full-back. Suniula, his replacement, Pittman. Goes with London Welsh in England. That's Paul Emmerich, very experienced campaigner for the United States. He's been around as well, once played in Italy. Well, more than once, couple of occasions. Penalty to the States, and they work hard for that.
Yes, they have. Nick Mallett said after the Russia game, Italy were just too weak defensively. He was pleased with the ball in hand. They've recalled some of their key backs. Canali is one of them. Garcia, another one. They're making the tackles, but they're giving USA absolutely nothing. And I think on the halfway line, they're quite prepared to concede some territory to make sure the USA don't get too much pace into the game.
Captain.
Perugini, the man here, just lazy defensively. Look, makes a tackle, and it's no attempt to roll out, allowing the USA to get some very, very good field position. As mentioned, pretty tall lineup they've got, so plenty of options for them. And they'll look to get Maokiola back on the field here. And guys, he'll be wearing jersey 26 when he returns.
Thanks, Richard. Here he comes.
Okay.
So the blood bin, which will be pretty full, I would have thought, after the injury to Maokiola. And he's out of that now, and Pittman goes off.
It was slopping over the sides more quickly than that Pinot Noir on that wonderful boat trip round Nelson Harbour last night, Miles.
Didn't think it'd take long.
No, and I accept it was my glass. I accept it was my glass.
Oh, what a lovely part of the world this is.
Line it over, got in 5.
Down from Van der Geest, and then Smith helped out. There's Clever. You sort of know what's coming with Todd Clever.
Get back, get back.
It's whether Italy can do anything about it. It's the blindside option this time from the States. And James Patterson getting involved, the New Zealand-born winger. Maokiola. Was a little nibble forward from Petri. No, the referee was right on top of it. That's Stanfill. Petri again. Suniula lost his support, got isolated. It was Mauro Bergamasco with that tackle. And hanging on to the leg is Van Sale. Petri. Well, he went backwards, but he didn't the second time.
Once again, a very strong blue Italian defence there. America up in their game a little bit, but they still seem a little bit tentative. I think they'll be pleased that they're only 7-0 down the way they played, but they've got to get a little bit more rhythm in their game.
Let's go. Ariane, let's go, Blue.
Nick Mallett, the Italian coach, of course, saying farewell to the job at the end of the competition.
Now, please.
I would love the end of the competition to be in the knockout stages. What an achievement that would be.
Well, I do think to do that, Miles, they're going to have to score 4 tries today. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that their pack could produce a sensational win against Ireland, but I can't see them scoring 4 tries in that game against the Irish. I really can't.
Well, Ireland looking back on form. Ireland have 13, Australia 10, 1 to play each. There's a penalty to Italy. Italy, the start of this evening, on 5 points. The 5 that they got against Russia, of course, having been well beaten by Australia in their first game. Well, in the second half, they were going well in the first half. Here's O'Kara. These two sides met back in 2004, the only meeting outside of the World Cup. And got 20 of Italy's 43 points that day.
One of O'Kara's problems against Australia, when the pack were going well, as they are at this scrum again, they just didn't get enough territory from it. The pack did some brilliant work in the first 50, but their fly-half kicking game was off. That was better, though.
Promo Giordini this time to the tail, but Clever's ready to pounce. Knew exactly what was happening there and was first to react. Petri again looks like he almost knocks the ball on the floor. Maybe one for the assistants to have a closer look at. Barnes and Chris Pollock, the combination. See Chris on the far side there. Assistant George Clancy of Ireland, the referee. And George Clancy of Ireland says penalty to the States at the breakdown. And they're coming back into it.
Yeah, they are. It's a bit scruffy from Italy at the moment. They're not keeping their discipline very well. And as I said, you know, USA haven't really played for 15 minutes, but they're only 7-0 down. And we know that they can go through pain, this team, because they play with such passion.
Wiles trying to find the angle with his left boot there. Not a bad kick at all. And de Giessen.
Just need to get some decent line-out ball here. Hayden Smith, really promising player in the English Premiership. Been looking to him get clean ball. Just try and get themselves over the game line, unleash people like Clever of second wave.
Chris Biller, the man finding Clever. Sonny Eula misses out his brother, given to Emmerich, and Emmerich is strong. Paul Emmerich, he's got him outside his Wiles, and they're right back in it now. The States have been saying they've enjoyed everything about this World Cup, watching all the games together as a squad. Well, they'll enjoy that, and others will watch them and perhaps enjoy it too.
Well, they didn't break the gain line. They snapped it in pieces there. Top of the ball line out from Clever. Really good line out ball. You get ball at the tail, so much is on. Italy will be very disappointed with their defence, but Emmerich runs a hard straight line. Disappointing there from Italy, but that's a fantastic finish there.
Well, he just ran hard, he ran straight. The Italian midfield, well, they got all confused. 2 half attempts at a tackle. Emmerich straight through the middle. And
Richard, how many top-of-the-ball line-outs have we seen tries in this World Cup? It is such a key weapon, isn't it?
Oh, it absolutely is, because it allows the attacking side just that fraction of a second advantage over the defending side. And as we all know in a game of rugby, it can often lead to a lot of yards once you get on the front foot. But again, the Italians, they had a lot to talk about. All will be about mindset, defensively, making tackles. They've started to drop off one-on-one tackles.
Well, it's a kick that should have helped the Stats, and it does. But only just in the end. But Chris Wiles will be pumping because he's scored the try and the conversion now. And we're 7 apiece, and things warming up nicely at Trafalgar Park.
Emmerich
warming up nicely at Trafalgar Park.
Emmerich, the try scorer against Ireland, that was mere consolation. He creates that one. Will that be more important? It certainly has lifted the USA. They've been poor for 15 minutes, but they're banging this game.
Wakera restarts. Taken by Stanfill. The World Cup tries back in 07, didn't he, against Samoa and Tonga. Love to add to that today. And Petrie has to be very aware there of Fincel coming through. And he was.
Release him wide.
But he didn't have much time to get that ball away. Went very high, but not towards that 10-metre line. So a chance here for Parise and his men to get things back on track. Semenzato, Castro Giovanni. He's been lost forward. USA try and develop it. In goes Stanfill, out comes the ball. Morchiola thought about moving it. He had Clever outside, but also in the wing position he had Hayden Smith, and I think the prop had seen that there's no Nguenya, but it is a turnover.
Well, that's poor, really. Italy made the knock-on, and you felt there the USA with that ball should have sent that ball downfield. Turnover ball. They didn't have the wide men there. No Nguenya. Surely that had to go into Italian territory.
I think, Stuart, their mindset might be they feel that this breeze is that sometimes playing into it seems to come and go, and it seems to slightly change direction. I think their perception is that they're playing into it. They wanted to play the ball and hand game, but you're dead right. That's fine, given it the right opportunities, but when it comes to time to gain easy yards by putting the ball in behind the Italians, there's a time to do that.
I'm not sure Morchiola trusted his kicking game either. He was never going to be the one, was he?
No, of course it's all right taking contact, but if you take contact, you've got to keep the ball. Patience is no good if you get turned over on second or third phase.
It's not going so well for the prop either in the scrum, is it?
In across.
Italy all over the States. It was the fear, and it's a fear coming true here for the USA. They have to sort this.
No, it's under 15.
Yeah, it's not It's blood in the scrums at the moment, isn't it? Really, USA are taking a fearful pounding.
Yeah, two in a row here, Stuart.
Tough.
Sorry mate. Two in a row for the Italians here. Just this is all about psychological. Look, Simonzato, he's not even interested in the ball, and it's just pressure on the front. They did it the scrum before with possession of the ball, the Italians. So for them, it's all about making a statement, and a statement they certainly are.
That is going to work the legs of the American front five very much, and psychologically retreating like that, that's horrible.
Nick Mallard said this week that in an ideal world he'd love to take Castrogiovanni off after 60 and Parise too to save them for Sunday. We'll get the opportunity on that evidence. He's got some good men to bring on in the front row. Garo, Lo Cicero. This is Bergamasco. He's got his kicking boots. 10-7.
Well, that's all about the Italian scrum there. Not very pretty, but they are just doing a job on the USA in that department. And right now, America's fears being realised. Castrogiovanni, one of the most distinguished figures, I'd say, in this World Cup at the moment. A cult hero in England, where he plays his club rugby, fast becoming so here in New Zealand.
Maybe a distinctive more than distinguished.
Operatic.
Picked up by Geraldini.
No hands, no. Inside. Stay inside.
Simonzato gathers himself in these situations, and up she goes. He is a Troncon in the making. Suniula. And that's James Patterson, Highlander, of course, born in Christchurch. Chris Biller.
It's not enough. No offside.
Roland Suniula with the pass to Emmerich again, and we've seen what he can do with that strength of his. Petrie. And Smith. Petrie again. Andrew Suniula to Ongwenya with a natty headgear, patriotic headgear.
Bergamasco just forcing him in field. Is smart defending.
Roland Suniula tackled by Parisi. He's not alone in that over the years. He tried to turn his man, Sergio Parisi, didn't quite that time. He's brilliant at it. Just wraps them up and swings them over. Andrew Suniula. Now, yes, I'm about to say he has been turned, but no. To good strength on the floor. Patterson comes off that wing through the legs of Petrie. McDonald picks up and scrambles well. Takes on Geraldini. This is Mike McDonald. If this will get America going to see their senior man do that. Charging run. Here's Wiles. Biller. In goes Van der Gies, and Petrie wants quick ball. Italy all over it. Referee might look at that. Patterson again, trying to step out of the tackle. Bergamasco couldn't stop him. This is Hayden Smith. Offloads to Emmerich. You get the full 100% from America, don't you? Suniula to Ongwenya. Ongwenya puts the foot down, and there's McDonald. No run that time, but great awareness of where he was, and did brilliantly well to stay in field. Good attack here from the USA. Petrie. Here comes Clever. Takes them on again. Petrie. Emmerich, he's really up for the fight, isn't he, Emmerich? There's met from Ongwenya. It's been knocked on, and the referee will pull them back because of that.
Well, Mike McDonald, he's taking a terrible pounding in the scrums at the hands and shoulders of Castrogiovanni, but he shifted down the pitch like a giant tumbleweed there, not for the stopping.
You've got to love that run, Richard, haven't you?
Oh, pretty to watch. You did right. He's making up for what he's failing to achieve at the scrum by inspiring his team with ball in hand, and that certainly was inspirational. You did right, Miles. They'll get everything out of this USA side.
Let's go here.
And there we can see now, as Ongwenya gives him the ball, the subtle touches of a David Campese.
Let's get it down the middle now.
Lovely little backflip. Good attack from the USA. That is a debatable accidental knock-on. It could easily have been a penalty there, I thought.
About to say the same. Tight call. Could have been a penalty in front of the post. It's a scrum in front of the post, which is still not a bad situation. But America need to get it out quickly because that scrum is crumpling every time. The Sonny Eulis combine.